Hello and welcome back to Let's Play UnderRail Expedition with me, Bring It On. So last episode I changed some of my grenades around so I have the sting bolt and the flashbangs. Off camera I changed my frag grenades to the frag grenades Mark III because I was using the Mark IIs earlier because I was being cheap. Now I should be able to one-shot some of these enemies in this area, I hope. Also, I hope to not die. So I've died the past couple of episodes to keep underestimating my enemies. Not this time, I hope that, I'm gonna try not to. Really, really hard. We're off to a good start. Alright, I'm gonna fall back if it lets me. Yeah, let's get out of here. Recharge my shield. And then we'll head back in. Now, something I need to keep in mind is that these blue sections, the enemies can go through these. So I can't fall back to this area. I'd have to keep falling back all the way outside of the mall if I wanted to heal. Which is a little frustrating. Might be worth bringing plasma grenades along. Instead of, say, like the sting ball grenades. Because this area is not easy by any means. Mostly because all the freezers and chillers and whatever the heck else they got going on. It's crazy because I have a 15% resistance to it, but it's just not, it's not cutting it. Alright, he doesn't see me. It might be worth opening this door here. Maybe even this one. Oh, nope, okay. He saw me. I'm gonna go run behind this and hide. This is gonna force them to me because there's not an open window here. Yeah, I think this is a good strategy. I'm actually gonna close this door and force them to me even more. So that's gonna waste their action points when they come to me. Give me a chance to kill them. I could open it. I'm not going to open it myself. Again, the idea is to force them to me. Alright, so you can still see me right there. I don't like that. But it's okay. Take out the scanner. I don't want to deal with bilocation. And I guess take care of the chiller. Run back. Actually, maybe it's worth chasing him down. I can't quite catch him. And then I'll be left out in the open as well. I can always come over here and hide in the corner. So yeah, let's do that. Let's chase after him. Of course, he's immune to fear. Come on, attack again, some unfrozen, you jerk. You can't just attack once like that. Did I kill you yesterday? I don't think that you did. Well, yeah, you did actually kill me yesterday. One of you did. Maybe not you specifically, but... Alright, I think I just need to keep moving this way and get behind cover over here. He might use bilocation on me this turn. Oh crap! Oh, I could have run. Oh, I was too slow. Son of a gun. Alright, I'm gonna hide right here. Again, force these guys to me. I have some grenades for him. Oh, you messed up, buddy. What are you doing? Pretty good chance of killing this guy. I really hate their range. See, his makes sense. He's got a gun. That's okay. Those other jerks, I don't like that. Oh man, really? Just shy. Alright, I have to kill you. I'm not dealing with you. Alright, let's get back down here. I'm gonna be fatigued by the time he shows up over here, but that's okay. So I think that's most of the chillers dead anyway. Hey buddy. I should be able to kill him in just one attack from my Tychrome Spear, so I shouldn't have to use Impale. Perfect. I am going to use Impale on this guy because I hate the chillers. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and top off my shield. Alright, let's quick save. Made a lot of progress. We've killed a lot of lunatics. Taking it nice and slow. Don't get cocky. There's another corpse here that I can't see. There it is. I'll loot their bodies real quick. Some more lunatic poetry that I can't study. I'm really close to leveling up, but I really hope that I do in this area. Alright, what is actually valuable here? 15, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4, 8. 3, 0, I'm going to say is not valuable. Then where's that other 3, 2? Probably isn't worth carrying around. 3, 3. So I guess anything that's in the 3000s I'm going to get rid of. Or if it's in the 2000s or 17, ew. $1,400, ugh. Alright. Some more lunatic poetry, sadly worthless to me. I think that's everybody's body. Old metro ticket. Alright, only 2 more experience to go. Coupons. A set of coupons for electric dishwashers, washing machines, irons, and the like. Unfortunately, they expired. Alright, only need 1 more XP. Let's level up. I didn't open up that cash register. So we still have those boss characters we need to deal with. Vanga and Frost, or Vanga and Frost. Alright, so I'm assuming they're in this area. Let's quick save and I'll put on my shield and charge in. There they are. Oh, and I get the first turn? Yeah, they're boss characters. It's probably worth using a plasma grenade on. Yeah, it was worth using a plasma grenade on him. Alright, what was I doing? Charging my spear. Hey, more coupons. And a level up. Perfect. Mechanical repair kit. Yeah, we'll use that. More lunatic poetry. Wasteland Hawk. Powerful old world 44 caliber pistol. The damage might stand out to me. I'm not sure. I'm interested in doing a playthrough where you don't actually, a metal figurine. Where you don't do any crafting, you just use what you find. So I'm gonna go back for the metal figurine, I just want to finish. Check out this area. Alright, cool, there's a trap in there. Now maybe it's worth coming up this way. Instead. Jerk. This building doesn't have any open windows, so I could have just stood in there and killed them as they came in. All right, let's see what that metal figurine is. I'm assuming it's a key item. Metal figurine. This metal figurine depicts a man who appears to be reaching out for something. Strangely, you notice a tentacle rising from the base of the figurine, pulling around the man's body and his outstretched arm, ending at the hand in a straight line, as if pointing at something. What could it all mean? I don't know. Nothing in the freezer. Alright. Thank goodness this area is finally done. That's right. Don't need to put any points into hacking or lockpicking anymore. Mechanics, yes. Chemistry, yes. Let's put more into chemistry. Do I get any feats this level? No. Expose weakness. There we go. Hey, we broke 1,000. Perfect. 1,027 health. I swore I read somewhere that after a certain level you don't get health per Did I never go in that shop? I guess not. The door's open and there's a bunch of stuff in here, so I think that's a big old negatory. Alright, so I think it's worth going to the university just so I can sell stuff. I could have leveled up sooner. I kind of want to save that for the beginning of an episode so we can spend the whole episode exploring. I guess I got lucky that the Vanga and Frost didn't get aggroed when I was charging in. Which they themselves weren't too potent. It was just all the chillers and freezers that they had up there. So I had like -5 constitution for a lot of that fight. I think we should go to the university just to see about selling some stuff. Hopefully they have a merchant. I guess I could run back to Core City too via the metro here. That's right, it's the Institute of Tchort. Alright, so this is where the main quest takes place. As the roadman hurriedly steps outside, all three soldiers standing in front of him simultaneously take a small bow while having their hands placed on their chests, right around the heart area. Once the salute is finally over, the middle soldier takes a single step forward and addresses him. Tchort is evolution, F-Raider. The F-Raider responds by performing an identical salute, excluding the bow. Evolution is Tchort, brother. Tell me, did you manage to find anything? I'm afraid not, F-Raider. We scanned the surrounding area but found nothing other than a handful of isolated groups of bandits and scavengers, and no one possessed what we seek. I'm afraid our initial reports might just be true. Lunatics must have been behind the theft. All leads simply point to those devolved inbreds. I'll be the judge of that, brother. See, it's called the university, and that threw me off, because I know this area is the Institute of Tchort, not as the university. His stare passes over each and every one of the three individuals. Rassifores or Rassifores? You all deserve rest. Meanwhile, I will wait for the second unit to arrive. They should be here soon. He sighs. Magnificent Tchort. He looks at them again. I said, go and get some rest. Don't just stand there like you're frozen. Inside. He points to the big front gate. Tchort guide you, F-Raider. Yes, Tchort guide me. You can see their tentacles. They look like Twi'leks. They have tentacles hanging out from the sides of their mask. Or masks. I'm assuming these are merchants. Alright, you approach this person in an attempt to start a conversation. He responds with a glance, followed by him turning his head away from you. His face seems to be stuck in a perpetual frown, making him look like he's constantly angry. Whether he is or not, you remain unsure. Excuse me, I had some questions I'd like to ask you. He looks at you, then, after a couple of seconds, decides to respond. I'm not interested in answering any questions. Go bug someone else, Zoner. Why are you here and what can you tell me about this place? He seems irritated by your question. Will you leave me alone already? Which part of go bug someone else line... which part of the go bug someone else line did you misunderstand? Go, as in, get as far away from me as possible. Bug, as in, annoy, rile, bother. Someone else, as in, someone that is not me. Get it now? What can you tell me about yourself? His frown becomes even more pronounced. Deaf, stupid, or both? I'd say both. Therefore, I have to lower myself to your intellectual level so that I may be able to convey the message that I have been trying to convey for some time now. Here it is. Duh, 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 duh. Shoo. Don't speak to me. Ever again. Duh, duh, duh. What do you know about the Tchortists? He spits his words through his teeth. Oh, what kind of moron are you? Leave me alone or I'll zone you out on the spot. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to me. What? What? The filthy and foul-smelling old man gives you a wicked stare akin to a serpent's, but one with a slight mental retardation. Afterwards, he opens his mouth so wide it makes him look like he's just about to vomit. He doesn't, thankfully, but he still holds the expression, saying nothing at any point during his peculiar introduction. Hi, I'm Brondon. Who are you? He yells loudly. What? Let me repeat that. Hi, I'm Brondon. Who are you? What? Can you understand what I'm saying? What? Alright, I give up. Goodbye. What? Alright. Alright, detritus. You approach a young man standing next to a barrel full of boiling soup, which doesn't smell nearly as life-threatening as it looks. He wears old, worn-out, but clean clothes that look like they would easily disintegrate should he stand next to a passing train. His physique, on the other hand, is much more solid. Handsome, with a burly body covered in clear, uniformly toned skin. That combined with his unusually milky white teeth makes him look like he was created to simply stand still and look good. His calloused and heavily scarred hands, however, imply the opposite. Hey, need something? Hello, I'm Brondon and I have some questions, if you have the time. Nice to meet you, Brondon. I'm Detritus. I had nothing better to do anyway. What did you want to ask? What can you tell me about yourself? At first he seems a bit uneasy about the question, but then decides to answer it. I'm a simple zoner from Core City who's searching for something better in life. Heard of Drop Zone? I lived there my whole life. Awful place to live in. Awful people, awful food. If you can get your hands on some. And in general, it's awful. Was there anything good about the zone for you? Family, I suppose. Nothing else really comes to mind. But the zone enjoys taking away good things from you. Plague swept my whole family away. Father, mother, granddad, 5 sisters and 2 brothers, all of them older than me. All gone. It is usually easy to lose life in Drop Zone, but that plague, that was pure evil. Plague? Yes, a hardcore plague dominated half the zone several years ago. Not a lot of folks know about the plague, because no one really cares what happens in the Drop Zone. But us zoners, we care. I care. My dearest are gone because of that pipe-working plague. How did you manage to survive? He shrugs. Luck? It must be luck, because I don't have an explanation why death decided to spare me. I mean, I've never been ill in my whole life. Ever. No colds, let alone something more serious. That's interesting. Maybe you're immune to the plague somehow. Have you ever been to a doctor? He bursts out laughing. Doctor? No. I'm a zoner, remember? Bah, you don't understand it. You come from a different world, you. It's all just luck. Everything in life is about having luck. That's what I learned. You can be good at something, sure, but if you're unlucky, then that's that. Nothing helps. Look at my hands. I've been working like a slave my whole life, and everything I've earned can easily be chucked down pipeworks. It's miserable. I was lucky enough to survive the plague, but unlucky with everything else. He shrugs, drifting off for a moment. After taking a deep breath, he continues. Anyway, enough of that. Got any more questions? Why are you here, and what do you know about this place? This is the Institute of Tchort, the place where Tchortists live and do whatever they do. I went to one of their lectures in Core City. It sounded hardcore, even though I didn't understand half of it. Any way you look at it, it seems a lot better than the zone. He looks at you after a brief pause. So I came here to try my luck. Yeah, maybe there's a better life waiting for me behind that heavy gate. For more details about Tchortists, better ask some of the smarter people around here. I'm sure they'll be able to explain it better than I can. And what do you know about Tchortists? Tchortists might look like a religious cult, but they're all about science. Now, I'm not a knowledgeable fellow, so a lot of the hardcore science stuff is beyond me. But the core idea is that we're all somehow connected to this Tchort creature. It has similar DNA to us and can do some amazing stuff, like regenerate and live forever, adapt to anything, something like that. What's most hardcore is that they, Tchortists, want to use the knowledge gained from Tchort to improve us. I mean, allow us one day to go to the surface and survive there. I definitely prefer that to rotting away in that stinky Drop Zone. Who's the derailed geezer outside? Oh, ignore that stinker. He ain't right in the head. He walks around and scares people with his filthy gaping mouth. The only thing he ever says is what? Just that and nothing else. He's not violent, or else he would have had his innards splattered all over the floor by Rassifers by now. Rassifers? That is how the Tchortist soldiers are called, if I understood it correctly. I'm guessing the word has some hardcore meaning or something, because it sounds really weird to my ears. Just stay out of their way and you're good. Did you perhaps see any of the Tchortists carrying a strange artifact? It looks like a 20-sided polyhedron. I don't know anything about any polyhedrons and all that hardcore stuff. I'm just a simple zoner who minds his own business. Besides, I spend most of the time here and the view is not the best. Maybe other folks can help you. Goodbye, Detritus. I'm not interested in talking to you. The air is a lot cleaner here than in Foundry. Daphne, Cael, Maurice. Get out! Alright, I'll close the door for you. Get lost, lad. Alright. Let's talk to Daphne. A petite young woman appears to be lost in thought, her gaze fixed on some distant spot far behind you. Upon approaching her, she looks at you and smiles, making her cheeks plump up. When she speaks, her voice has a mostly pleasant timbre, but there's also a hint of abrasiveness from time to time, sounding like she suffered some degree of damage to her voice. Hi, stranger. Are you also here to join the Tchortists? Maybe. What can you tell me about them? Oh, well then, if you are, join the line. Ha. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Daphne, Nice to meet you. It's Brondon. Nice to meet you too, Daphne. Brondon, got it. Okay, Brondon, let's talk. What can you tell me about yourself? I'm a geneticist from Foundry. Actually, that tells me all I need to know. And what exactly do you mean by that? You see, Foundry is a station, town, call it whatever you will, revolves around a single thing, mining. While mining, processing, and manufacturing products out of ore that has been mined out, true. Out of ore that has been mined out, true. The most important aspect is that such place has no room for, say, a biologist. It's like a fisherman on a train station. He's got nothing to do. Ha. Anyway, I had to get out of there. And how'd you end up there in the first place? My parents brought me there when I was little. The money was good, sure, but if we had gone to Southgate or Rail Crossing, we would have been golden. But oh well, I ended up there. Years went by, I grew older. No more will I waste my time in that dump, I said to myself. I have aspirations. I'm going to study as much as I can, get out of that hole and move forward in life. Isn't it a bit dangerous to travel around alone? Technically, it's more dangerous to live in Foundry. Ha. I'm not exaggerating, Brondon. Nope. And why are you here, and what can you tell me about this place? Well, I got tired of living in a polluted environment. That's one reason. The other is, well, this Institute of Tchort seems to need a lot of experts in the field of biology, genetics, and similar. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but joining them could be the first step toward becoming one. Ha! Besides, I'm sure they pay good money. Just look at the building. Do you even know why they need so many scientists? I know what you really mean. Are these guys some evil cultists that perform twisted experiments and torture people? And if so, why would I want to join them? Well, she makes a slightly longer pause. Frankly, I don't know what's going on inside, but I know one thing. There is no other place in UnderRail where you can go and not ask yourself the same question, Brondon. She's got a point. Everyone seems to have their own little agendas. Most of them aren't very good. The whole world is twisted, and despite their strange appearance, these Tchortists seem like, look, I'm careful. If I sense anything too strange is going on, I will back out. I haven't lost all my senses from living in Foundry. Ha. But that one? Or got that one? What can you tell me about the Tchortists? From what I know, Institute of Tchort is a research organization that celebrates a creature called Tchort. Supposedly that creature's genome is very unique, and whatever they learn from it can be applied to humans as well. I've heard terms like directed evolution and conquering the surface, but I won't comment on those until I know more. This is their main building. They supposedly have facilities in deep caverns as well. That's pretty much all I know. Ha. That's not my fault. It's just the information on them is kind of scarce. Did you perhaps see any of the Tchortists carrying a strange artifact? It looks like a 20-sided polyhedron. What you described, no, I haven't seen. But I remember a large group of Tchortists coming back from Core City. That's what I overheard. They seem to have had something pretty valuable with them. Again, I sort of overheard them talk. And what happened then? They went inside. Ha, what else? Anyway, that's all I can remember seeing. Alright, well I have to go. Goodbye. Alright, Maurice. Never put hot mushroom sauce on your eyeballs. What was the last thing you said? How can bullets be real if guns aren't real? I wonder if they're making fun of Will Smith's son. The whole, how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? Or whatever other philosophical crap he was trying to put out there. Alright, let's talk to Cael. You see this person nonchalantly watching other people in the courtyard. He has a self-satisfied smile on his face while eyeing everyone around him. And he also seems to hold his chin steadily elevated, as if posing for a sculptor to transfer it into one elaborate bust. Excuse me, my throat is falling apart here. Hopefully the coffee helps. Interestingly, he seems astounded when you come near him and attempt to start a conversation. Your approach is met with a puzzled gawk, followed by him looking down at his body for some, to you, unknown reason. He then lifts his head up and speaks to you. You can see me? Yeah, touch him. He slaps your hand. Stop that. I will not allow some petty mortal to touch me. How dare you? He ponders for a moment, then responds. The only reasonable explanation for you being able to see me must be that you possess some special gift. Some special power, mortal. Yes, that must be it. Oh, that's good to know. Who are you, anyway? I'm Cael, the Lord of Invisibility. I am the only one who has truly mastered the art of being in a state of gone. Complete invisibility to the naked eye. Gone is the proper term for such state, and it was I who came up with it. That sounds pretty cool. Of course, I see how such divine things can impress a mortal being, such as yourself. Yes, would you be so kind to tell me your name? It's Brandon. Brandon, you say? A mortal name indeed. Let's talk about that gift of yours, shall we? Yeah, let's. Tell me of this gift of yours. When did you first notice you're able to see invisible people? Well, if you can see someone, then he is not invisible. You don't seem to understand the question. Working with mortals is painful. Let's try it like this. I'm invisible. You can see me. Therefore, since common mortals can't see me, but you can, you must have some special ability which allows you to do so. That is the only logical conclusion. And if you... He stops speaking. As his eyes shift away from you, he begins scratching his beard. Soon after, he points his finger at you and speaks. I understand now why you're so confused. Huh. You haven't had the opportunity to see an invisible person, because there wasn't an invisible person to see. I think I'm starting to lose you. You are mortal, so it's not surprising to me. Now where was I? You cannot answer my question about first noticing you had a gift which allows you to see invisible people, because you never had the opportunity to see an invisible person. I, Cael, the Lord of Invisibility, am the first invisible person you were able to see, and that is why the existence of your gift seems to perplex you so much. For one to know if he is capable of seeing invisible people, he must first see someone who is invisible, so that his mind can confirm that he had seen someone invisible. But since he could never see anyone invisible, because there wasn't anyone invisible to see, then that one is unaware of his ability to see invisible people. So when he finally has an invisible person to see and he sees it, he doesn't attribute that to the fact that he is able to see invisible people, but considers the invisible person to be visible to anyone. That's sound logic, man. But that still doesn't answer how you're able to see me, or the origin of your gift, mortal. Well, since you seem to have no frickin' clue what I'm even talking about, I suppose you won't be of much help, so we better leave it at this. I'll just disregard you as an anomaly and stop concerning myself with it. I think it's best if we discuss something. Yeah, I understood nothing of what you just said. Typical mortal. If you call everyone mortal, does that mean that you are immortal? But of course, I am special. You think this ability that was bestowed upon me would fit a mortal man? Just wasted once I, Cael, Lord of Invisibility, perishes? No, that is not how these things work, mortal. And I don't expect you to understand. How can you be so sure? He rolls his eyes. You and your mortal questions. How are you so sure? I am sure because what I possess should not be possessed by a mortal man. If it is not for mortal men, then... Yeah, and if it is not for mortal men, then I am not mortal. Do you understand? But why exactly shouldn't a mortal man have the power to be invisible? Because mortal people are regular people, common, and common men cannot enter the state of gone. I, Cael, the Lord of Invisibility, am special, can enter the state of gone, therefore I am not mortal. Simple logic, mortal. Now stop bothering me with these silly questions. Can you tell me more about your invisibility in gone? It might be too much for your mortal brain to handle, so I explain it to you in mortal terms. I was born special. When I was 5, I noticed that when I focused really, really hard, I could become invisible. People walked right past me like I wasn't there, like I was completely gone. The older I got, the easier it became for me to enter the state of gone. Therefore, I entered it more often, naturally. By now, I have pretty much perfected my craft. Well, you can see me, but you must possess something special with it, which allows you so. And what if people just ignored you? Impossible. I mean that all those mortals had to know exactly when I was focusing really hard to enter the state of gone, and then simultaneously decide to ignore me. That sounds, well, retarded. The only logical explanation is that I became truly invisible to them. And why did you call it gone? I like the way it sounded. Gone. Gone. Don't you hear the majesticness? No? Never mind then. And why are you here, and what do you know about this place? I am here to show my power to the Tchortists. Unlike you mortals, I can go everywhere I like without being detected by mortal eyes. I am special. With that said, I believe these Tchortists, who seem to love praising powerful entities, should be presented with an invisible man. Me. As soon as I decide to reveal myself, they will most certainly praise me, and I'll be granted entry into this glorious building. But why Tchortis? Can you find someone else to praise you? Filth. I, Cael, the Lord of Invisibility, dislike everything UnderRail has to offer. Everything but the Tchort Institute, or whatever it is called. This building is worthy of being my residence, and so it shall be, once Tchortis see the invisible man. Me. They must live in abundance, and I deserve only the best. I hope that answers your question, mortal. What do you know about the Tchortists? While they are mere mortals, which usually aren't worth my time, these Tchortists seem very religious to me. They praise this Tchort something. That's all I know about them. And once I show them what I, Cael, the Lord of Invisibility, am capable of. Invisibility? Well, of course. So I have to explain everything to you mortals? Where was I? Oh, never mind. Did you perhaps see any of the Tchortists carrying a strange artifact? Looks like a 20-sided polyhedron. I remember seeing what you described. No. To be honest, most of the time I don't concern myself with mortal affairs. It's beneath me. Alright, well, goodbye, Cael. Goodbye, mortal. Whew, that's a lot of reading. Alright, off camera I'm going to go back to Core City and sell some of the stuff that I have. Sell what I can. Then we'll... I don't know if we're going to come back here or if we're going to continue to explore. I've decided. I might continue exploring, and then we'll come back to, it's only 2 away. Why would I even use the metro? But yeah. I don't know what we'll do next episode. Either we'll go in the Institute of Tchort, or we will, go north here, or go north here, or something. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.